First to review, I tried the game, so you don't have to. Sackboy a Big Gobbo Jabbo, one of the free monthly PlayStation games for April, and tickle my taint because Sackboy brought me some sack joy. This game was spectacular. I did not have enormous expectations going in, and usually when I do these kind of game reviews, I can find basically endless things to find flaws in, and it's kind of second nature to me. In my last two jobs, I've actually just been hired to find issues in video games. And I gotta say, this game does not have much wrong with it at all. It's extremely well done. It's a world of immaculate, cheerful, pleasant vibes with great sound design and some of the best musical integration I've seen from a game, and it's ever present as well. A lot of times I'll say that I like game soundtracks and that's a compelling aspect for me. However, it's something that you're just getting in small little portions in the game, and you'll just have a taste here and there. In this game, the soundtrack is integral in all of it. Every mission you'll hop into has its own theme with a tremendous soundtrack in its backing that flows and builds as it goes. And it feels like each song is kind of building and becoming more dynamic and trapolating, and then you get to Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. They go all out on groove in this mission, and it's just super demonstrative of how great music is integrated and how it's so core to this game. Just so cheerful, chill, and whimsical while conjuring childish curiosity as well. Ooh, what can we do with these little rockets? Can I climb? Can I jump out of this? Ooh. Wait, I wonder if I can... Oh, yes, I can grab his tail. Can I do Inception with these things? What the? Oh, all right, I need one. Yes, key. And other curiosity too. Wow, that's pretty adorable. Wow. Can I make him jerk off? That's so bad that's where my first thought is with this. It also having so few flaws and things that can annoy you is so great for creating such a wonderful world that you want to be in. And it's also why this game being so easy and there not really being formidable opponents and there not being a lot of challenge isn't a problem, because it just gets you in a zone in a world that you want to be in. Man, a little igloo hamster ball thingy. And there's not going to be anything that's going to frustrate you or set you off, making this game both accessible so kind of anyone can play it, but also it completely works with kind of what this game is going for and the vibe that it's trying to create, and just making it impressively pleasant and relaxing, because it's not the most ambitious or complicated game, but it allows them to just nail everything that they were going for. Music, sound design, structure, animations flow between all of those elements. Even the voice acting is just really good. There's not a lot of dialogue in this game, and it's just kind of connecting pieces, but you can tell that they were really effortful and thoughtful performances that are pretty unique and instantly likable.
Like my name, which is Scarlet, by the way, and more importantly, the truth about your very existence.
Spoilers, Scarlet. Golly.
Ooh la la! You have come to the right place for it!
I can't help myself saying zoom zooms along with the storekeeper whenever I visit him.
Zoom zooms!
Zoom zooms! Zoom zoom. And voice acting that is ominous and also feels pretty natural in a supernatural realm is something that's really rare in gaming at times, especially for a game where narrative isn't its focus, so I was really impressed by that as well. Speaking of zoom zoom, a lot of the customization things that you can do in this game are just incredibly cute, which I view as an insult if you're called it as a dude, but when it comes to a game like this, it's a compliment and they captured it perfectly. Even naming things dungarees and trousers, I don't see those words often. It just made me giggle and happy to see them. And although it's called a Big Gobbo Jabbo, it's more like a lot of mini ones, which is good so you don't have too long of stretches in one theme and mission. Get some good breaks and get some variety in there and keep things fresh, and that's something that this game is super great about. I talked about its lacking of challenge, but it never stops being engaging and keeps your attention kind of at all times, even if it's with dumb dumb little mini games like kind of a whack-a-mole adaptation, or like you're grasping at dollars in a phone booth trying to get collectibles and stuff. Or maybe they just introduce a fish into the mission that you can slap around with. There's just a bunch of little silly ideas that make for random absurd fun. So it doesn't really seem like a big Gobbo Jobbo, more like a lot of mini ones, but I'd say it's still far more accurate than the Gobbo Jobbos that girls will be saying that they want on matrimony profiles, you know? I think this game is so well done that it can be kind of enjoyed by anyone, but it of course is going to be geared a bit more towards children due to its youthful nature and kind of its overall appearance. And I think there's some elements that make it a really great game for kids too. I mentioned that inspirational of natural curiosity that it brings up, which is a great thing for plotizing people to experience, and it's also a good environment for learning to learn. There's different elements introduced into the world that you kind of have to figure out their dynamics, but the game never gives you much guidance on this, and you kind of have to figure out everything by yourself. So it doesn't over-explain, coddle, or handhold despite such a youth focus, which allows the player to think for themselves and try different things and learn at their own pace. So generically, that's great. Also, for a young kid, there's a lot of simple kind of concepts that are introduced here that can be productive, such as teaching a lot of different base animal behaviors. You got bulls charging, armadillos balling up, starfish out there, herding of scoodles, which is such a great name. Of course, that's more of like a cow thing and other animals, but scoodles? God, I love that name. More people should be named Scoot, by the way. And going through these pretty simple puzzle elements are pretty great things for kids to learn too. Then there's a little bit more depth and complexity as you go into economics and the dynamics of capitalism. The knowledge that there can be finality to your actions and that there sometimes can be no going back and you just may miss out on something special. Then lessons that it takes a true expert to understand, such as the female anatomy. As you can see, the fallopian tubes where the bulbasaurs go on the side, where the tampons go. And it's hard to find areas where it sucks, and it even, like, sucks you up. Come on, baby! Now I get to get sucked up as my reward? Yeah, baby. I mean, what more can you ask for? So incredible. I can't recommend this game for every scenario or desire that you may want satisfied from gaming, but it's something that I can recommend for anyone and everyone. If you want a joyous, carefree, all-tiresome experience, it delivers so in masterful fashion. Add this game, play it, sit back, relax, and enjoy the wonderful world they've created. If you want to escape this terror! Alright, on that cheerful note, peace out.